Unanswered questions about
Leprechaun! Corn.
Finger licking good.
number one.
What is the origin of this leprechaun? And
Don't touch! It's hot!
Number two.
how does he end up in LA living in a tree from Ireland? I have fond memories of this movie. This is the first Leprechaun movie I ever watched. I used to own this on VHS as a kid, and I watched this many, many times. So even though I enjoyed this franchise, it's not a franchise that's in my watch list every year. It's been God knows how long since I've watched these movies. So by doing preparation for these videos, it feels good to go down memory lane. In my previous video, I went into the continuity of every film and how they may or may not connect with each other. So I won't be redundant and go back into that. But from what we discovered is that this is 110% factually not the same Leprechaun from the first film. And I would still die on this hill that Leprechaun 1, 3, and In the Hood is the same Leprechaun. But then again, I'll talk about that in my previous video. In comparison to the first film, this film actually gives us a story of the course of the next 1,000 years. A quick summary, the Leprechaun chooses the blonde woman as his bride, but her father, who is enslaved to the Leprechaun, intervenes. When she sneezes, he says, "God bless you," preventing the third sneeze that would bind her to the Leprechaun as his bride. In doing so, the father sacrifices his own life. Before dying, the Leprechaun swears on his next 1,000th birthday, so he would be 2,000 years old, he will return to claim her offspring as his bride. Now, if we put our detective glasses on, the film gives us context and visual clues to explain what the Leprechaun has been doing these past 1,000 years. And it's pretty interesting. Here's a breakdown. The Leprechaun keeps a scroll, a personal diary, if you will, of his adventures from generation to generation. It starts with the damsel in distress, seen in the beginning of the film, followed by the next 6 generations of her offspring, until it is noted that they take a boat from Ireland to the United States of America, the Leprechaun included. This is how he gets to Los Angeles. It's also worth noting what the Leprechaun packs to bring with him. He brings a small suitcase that he hides in his house. That includes his personal belongings, like his favorite alcohol, his smoking pipes, drinking glasses, a hammer, and an assortment of other things he buried in his tree home, and what seems to be his most prized possession, and all that his father gave him that Bridget breaks trying to fool the Leprechaun.
My favourite all! My dad gave that to me, and you've gone and broke it!
It's hard to believe that old leopard dick over here just packed his shit and took a trip to America to chase down his bride, but he did. From then on, there's an additional 3 generations of women, the last one being Bridget. And you know, old leopard dick over here, he's banking on quite a lot. He assumes that there's going to be this beautiful young woman somewhere down the line. But what if Bridget's mother had passed away and Bridget was the only child? And let's say one fine evening in Los Angeles, she's taking a nice bubble bath after a hard day, watching Beavis and Butthead on the TV, having a good time, shaving the armpits and shit. And then BAM! Bitch gets electrocuted. TV falls in, she's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Bam! Bitch went down.
No more bride for you. He's also banking on age. You know what I mean? Like, what if Bridget wasn't in her 20s? What if she was like a preteen or... No, never mind. We don't need to go there. This isn't the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Nevertheless, there's one thing I just can't figure out. Is how he came to live inside of this tree. Because there's one thing that throws me off. And it's this sign right here. To our friend Harry Houdini from the people of Killarney, Ireland. I have absolutely no clue what connects Harry Houdini to Ireland. I'm sure he did some tours there and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe this tree was dedicated to him, and the tree came from Ireland, and they put it on a boat and planted it at Houdini's home as a tribute of some sorts. But I don't know if that math would add up. Let's see. I don't fucking know.
You have his cheekbones!
Number 3.
Are there any female leprechauns? And
I'd search this house for me gold shilling. The fool that holds it is due for a killing.
if not, is that why leprechauns specifically go after human females to produce their offspring? This is the first film, but not the last film, to portray the leprechaun's main objective as not getting his gold back per se, because that does happen in this film. But his main objective is just to find an old lady. And you would be surprised how much of a gentleman the leprechaun is.
It ain't much, but it's home.
He even offers her a drink to set the mood.
I know what you need. A little little Irish whiskey, just to put you in the mood.
And I kind of feel bad because the Leprechaun is genuinely excited about this. Look at this poor guy. But considering not only is this the Leprechaun's wedding day, remember, it's also his birthday. And let's just say old Leppy here has a freaky side.
Bedtime for Bridget.
God damn, that's gross. Now, the only reason I bring this up is because the Leprechaun says this.
That's no way to treat the father of your children. You'll be bearing me wee ones soon.
So this raises quite a bit of questions. As stated previously, we know that this isn't the same Leprechaun from the first film. But also throughout the entire series, the female Leprechauns are never mentioned. Now in the next film, Leprechaun 3, we actually see a human turn into a leprechaun. I think maybe the same rule applies here, because the Leprechaun says he has to make a few changes to Bridget so that she can bear his children.
I'm going to have to make a few alterations.
Another interesting tidbit, the Leprechaun claims she won't have one, but a litter of leprechauns.
You should be able to bear a full litter.
And she doesn't look like them, so the Leprechaun has to change her appearance so they will suckle to her.
We'll have to make some changes to your face as well. But the wee ones won't suckle if you don't look like them. Many changes. Many changes.
Something tells me this isn't the first time a leprechaun has gotten some from a human. Damn. And you know, that might explain why the leprechaun has so many human-like characteristics. Besides their rotten potatoes looking ass leather skin and their magic, they aren't much different. A little on the short side, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. The leprechaun even mentions his father in this film.
My favourite all. Big Dad gave that to me.
But never the mother. So my thinking is that it might actually be tradition for leprechauns to seek out human females to reproduce. It's the only thing that makes sense. Even in traditional folklore, you won't find a female leprechaun. Why? Hell if I know. Oh, and I just had this thought. The leprechaun in the first movie comes from Ireland.
You were supposed to bury your mother, not send her ashes all the way from Ireland.
Not me mother's ashes. Gold me out.
This leprechaun comes from Ireland.
You thought you could outspot me, the genius of Killarney.
So now I'm pretty fucking sure that this might be the big brother to the previous leprechaun. So think about it. If there's no female leprechauns in existence, and the leopardicks have to find human females to reproduce, and they're produced by the litters, in which every leprechaun looks identical, regardless of age, and they all came from Ireland, I'm pretty sure that the leprechaun from the first film and this film are siblings. Whether that be full siblings or half siblings, whatever. I mean, damn. I think I just figured it out. And to close this out, I guess that depends on if the females are affected by the magic to live longer, or if they just perish at a normal human age, and old leopardick has to find him another booty call. You know what I mean? I'm actually pretty proud of myself for that. Tell me what you think.
Number 6.
Rapid fire round.
You missed your calling. You should have been an actor.
Imagine that.
I'll be gentle with her on our wedding night.
Oh shit! Lep's a freak! It's kind of sad that the leprechaun died on his birthday and his wedding day. Ah, the Sister Act 2 is playing. And cliffhanger.
What is love?
Number 7.
Where does the Leprechaun franchise lie in the horror universe? And
Motherfucker.
does it share any continuity with the other franchises? I found a poster in Leprechaun 2 that kind of threw me for a loop. I put it on screen right here. This is a Friday the 13th Part 2 poster. So in Leprechaun 2, the inclusion of a Friday the 13th poster establishes that Jason Voorhees only exists as movies in that universe. Now that may not be a big deal, but by extension, that also means that Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street and Jason Voorhees are tied together from the crossover, from Freddy vs. Jason. So that means that A Nightmare on Elm Street would also just be a movie in the Leprechaun's universe. This is why fan-desired matchups most of the time doesn't make any sense. Only Friday the 13th is treated as a real franchise within the context. Oh, and by the way, I have to share this really funny conversation we had in Discord. Here you go. I can hear Lep talking shit in rhymes to Jason. Jason just lifts his mask up, which shuts him up, making him go quiet in mid-rhyme. Jason would kick him like the ghetto blaster. With my gold, you may be rich, but my lad, your mother is one ugly. Anyway, it gets more complicated. The Chucky TV series also references Halloween as just a movie.
Favorite final girl?
Laurie Strode, hands down.
Jamie Lee's gonna win the Saturn this year.
Dude, she's gonna win an Oscar. She's magnificent.
Meaning that the characters of Chucky and Michael Myers can't coexist either. So there might be a possibility that Chucky and Leprechaun can share a universe, but it's pretty slim. And on top of that, as I stated before, there's already a huge dimensional paradox. In Halloween H2O, the characters are watching Scream, even though Scream and Halloween aren't supposed to be in the same universe. I broke this down in way too much detail before, so I'm not going to do it again. But essentially, in Scream, Halloween is a movie. But in Halloween, Scream are movies, which fucks up the program. And if you want that, I believe that's in my Halloween H2O 10 things, or either that one or the Scream 2. You can go back and look for that, if you haven't seen it already. This kind of meta confusion always fractures continuity across all of these horror franchises, leaving us a web between films within films, selectively acknowledging that they cannot coexist in the same universe, whether that be by fiction or reality. But some of the films don't even play by their own rules, so whoop-de-fucking-do. Who knows what's possible? But any kind of reboot or a new timeline can fix this issue easily. But it's fascinating that small tidbits like this poster hiding in the background are still being found 30 or 40 years later. And this is the franchise where continuity really doesn't matter. It's just dumb fun. But the other franchises take continuity pretty seriously, so they butt heads. With that being said, where do you think Leprechaun takes place in the horror universe? Is there a possibility that it connects to any kind of franchise? It can't be Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Chucky himself kicks Michael Myers out of the picture. Scream kicks all of them out of the picture. So what's left? Let me know your thoughts down below.
Because so many Americans think getting drunk is fun.
And they often like to beat the shit out of their kids. Don't be a Marge Thompson. Be a better human being.
Number 9.
Why does this film end on a high note when it absolutely should not? And
fill him with the venom and eliminate him. Other words, I'm intimate him. I don't want to.
Let me tell you why Cody is absolute capital F fucked. Bridget and Cody ride off into the sunset like life is back to normal. But they can't just brush off the fact that Cody is a murder suspect and a kidnapping suspect. Let's break down just how serious the manhunt for Cody is. The cops are actively hunting him for Ian's murder at Bridget's house. No less, because his name was on the flower card. He was physically there delivering flowers to Bridget, and now the kitchen is in shambles.
I think we have a suspect. Found these flowers and this note in the kitchen. Cody Ingalls. He said he's bad news. Anyway, they had some fight this afternoon.
So here's the story they're going to publish. After Cody ditches the racing date with Bridget.
Cody, let's go. We're already half an hour late.
And instead go on this stupid hunting tour.
I'll give this stupid tour.
Bridget and Cody get into a huge fight at the racetrack, where Cody has issues with Ian. In a rage, Cody speeds off, putting all 5 members of the vehicle in danger, even getting arrested for multiple traffic violations. He gets bailed out by his Uncle Morty, where he then goes to Bridget's house, murders Ian in the garage, and kidnaps Bridget. After realizing what he's done, he goes with Morty to a bar to seemingly get shit-faced. Since Ian is murdered and out of the picture, he goes back into the racetrack to rob it. Unbeknownst, there's security there. So he kills the security guard, then double-crosses Morty, kills him as well so he can have all of the loot to support his fleeing with Bridget. It's unclear if the unnamed waiter that died in the film can be put on Cody. There's no evidence to put him there. But they might do it for shits and giggles, who knows? They'll probably treat that as a separate case. Now don't get it twisted, I'm not against these survivors having a happy ending. But when you have multiple films with the same outcome, there has to be a line drawn in the sand. And the only reason I discuss these topics is that it gives us, the audience, a false sense of closure. The problems don't go away because Leprechaun got blown up. It doesn't erase all the previous problems. The dead bodies don't go away, the investigators don't go away, the crime scenes don't go away. Where are they gonna go? Bridget's house, which is an active crime scene? Cody's house? You know damn well the cops are gonna be staked out there. What, they're gonna ride the hearse? APB, it's not like this vehicle, which is a hearse, that's decorated as a haunted tour. Nah, that doesn't stand out whatsoever. So I mean, what's gonna happen? Even if Bridget realistically tells the truth, into the cuckoo's nest she goes. And if Bridget lies about the whole thing, they're gonna think that Cody brainwashed her and now she has Stockholm Syndrome. And then still, into the cuckoo's nest you go. And again, I only bring it up because the film does. If this entire story happened and no cops were involved, I'd be like, okay, good for them. But no. But that's gonna wrap this video up, guys. Thank you so much for taking part of your day to kick it with me. You know I appreciate it. With that being said, I'll see you next week in Leprechaun 3, Las Vegas. With that being said, if you have any theory about the film whatsoever, drop it in the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free. It's just a hangout spot. You can come tell me about your day, talk some shit, talk about music, films, gaming, life. And if you submit a theory that I really like and holds some weight, I will credit you in the video. I also have YouTube membership where you get early access to all my videos. You get members only live streams, members only videos, custom emojis, loyalty badges. The list goes on, but it's very beneficial for you and me. So don't feel obligated, but you'll be supporting me in this channel. With that being said, I'll see you next week. I love you all. Adios.